Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead. Well, I have a family due tomorrow and I have to make pies because my nephew's in from Australia and there's so many dietary variations in our family. And I asked him, what would you like me to bring to the family barbecue? And he said, pie. And I said, what kind? He said, it doesn't matter, lemon meringue or apple. So I'm going to make both. Now, I'm not sure, folks, if I've done an apple pie or not. I like to use Granny Smith apples occasionally in a pie because they're so tart and they hold their shape really nice because they have a really high amount of pectin in them. And I have a bowl here of water, cold water, with some lemon juice in it. And I'm just going to be quick about this. Alright, we'll be back when I have all these apples done and we're ready to go on to the next step. Alrighty folks, we have our pie shell and I'm just going to put my 8 or so peeled and sliced Granny Smith apples right in that pie shell. And you want this to be ready because we're going to cook the filling, the stuff that goes over top. And what you're going to need for that is a half a stick of butter or a half a cup. And we're going to need some flour, and we're going to cook these together. And you're going to need 1 cup of sugar. I use organic raw cane sugar, and a 1/4 cup of water. And we're going to use a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I'm just going to pop that right in to the sugar. Now my oven is preheating at 400 degrees because we always bake it for the first 15 minutes at 400 degrees, and then we turn it down to 350 and bake it for another 35 minutes. So we're basically just creaming our butter and our flour together, and now we're going to add our sugar and get that melting in there, and our 1/4 cup of water, and of course our cinnamon was with our sugar, and we're going to bring this to a boil. This is nice and thick now, and we're just going to pour most of it right over top of our apples, just like this. Now, if this looks a little thick, don't worry about it, folks, for one simple reason. Your apples are going to give off lots of juice. Isn't that beautiful? Let's just save that last little bit, and we're going to take our top crust and flip it over there, and I have a nice big heart-shaped vent in there, and let's just pinch our pie crust top together. Been a little lopsided here, but that's okay. When you're baking, you have to have a few imperfections. It lends authenticity to the finished product. I'm just gonna do that, and then we're just going to take this last bit of thick glaze, and it's a little thick, so I'm going to add a bit of water because we want it to glaze the top of our pastry. And we're just going to brush that on. Sometimes I use an egg wash, but this I'm trying something new. And whatever's left over, I'm just going to pour right into the center of that hole. Whoops. And it doesn't matter if you get some on the top because whatever, it's the glaze. Okay? Now this is going to go into a 400 degree oven for 10 minutes to 15 minutes. And then in a we're going to turn it down to 350 degrees and continue to bake for 35 minutes. And here is our Granny Smith apple pie. Isn't that beautiful?
What do you call this? Lemon meringue pie.
Made especially for you, and it's my very first. I've never made one before.
With this butty.
Lemon meringue.
Man, lemon meringue.
That is made with fresh squeezed lemons, no artificial.
This is not homemade.
Of course it is.
The trick is to get yourself set to one big jump and go,
How's the apple?
Ooh, I gotta got more for a minute.
Weird, like, that looks like a drum.
Zested the lemons and everything, so.
It's like a spinning.
I was waiting for
No, look how red I am.
like that lemon overpowering or anything like that. It's not overpowering. It's subtle. It's
Good.
there.
I wake up
perfect.
tomorrow.
I get
Now this is a different recipe of apple pie I've tried, so I want to.
I get home just like Jesus. You're
I love it. Thank you.
This is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead, and that was my nephew all the way from Australia, who you saw me make the pies for. Thank you. Thank you. I gotta take a picture of that. Okay, was that the lemon meringue you just popped in your mouth? Yeah. Good? Okay. Look what Howie just brought me.
It's all right. I never got coffee.
Is that the apple pie? This is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead saying I'm going to spend the rest of the time with my family. Take care. Yeah.